I told you, this thing is bigger than Nino Brown, and I got a list of proof. If I'm going down, I'm taking a whole lot of people with me.
Order in the court.
Nino Brown Boxing, and I'm back in the building. Shout out to the LDBC. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. All right, guys, so I just read this article on Boxing Scene. Basically, the quick summary of the article is Billy Joe Saunders, he has plans to move up to 175 and challenge Canelo Alvarez for the WBO light heavyweight title, the belt that Canelo just won off of Sergey Kovalev this past Saturday. Now, the thing that's interesting about this is Billy Joe Saunders, his pursuit of Canelo, it would be Billy Joe using the WBO rules in his favor. Now, basically, if you're not aware, the WBO, they have a rule that basically says if you are the WBO champion in a lower weight class, which Billy Joe Saunders is the WBO champion at 168 pounds, if you move up a weight class, you become the mandatory for the current champion in that weight class above yours. So, Billy Joe Saunders said that his plans are to move up and to challenge Canelo Alvarez. He wants to be the second man to beat Canelo to Floyd Mayweather. Now, Billy Joe, he also said that, basically the quote is, I might move up to 175 pounds and then I become the mandatory. He either fights me or vacates. Give me a fair playing field, and I know what I have to take. I know I have what it takes to beat him. Now, I find it very interesting that Billy Joe had specifically mentioned, give me a fair playing field. We all know all the bullshit that surrounds Canelo Alvarez regarding opponents challenging him, not giving them a fair shake. And what I mean by that is if they're at that weight class, making them have a catch weight and they have to drop down certain pounds. If they're at that weight class and there's no rehydration limits, you throw a rehydration limit on the guy, or you have the smaller guys, you're moving them up, or all of the bullshit, gloves, whatever the case may be. We all know how Canelo rolls when it comes to creating these unfair advantages for himself, trying to maximize his chances of winning the fight instead of just fighting, just defending the belt or fighting the champion on a strictly even playing field that everyone else in the division goes by. But now I find this to be very interesting considering Billy Joe Saunders' style. We all know Billy Joe Saunders, he has some size to him. I feel like I know that he's naturally bigger than Canelo Alvarez. I've seen Billy Joe Saunders seem like he walk around at over 200 pounds at certain points in his career. Now, with that being said, the main factor when it comes to Billy Joe Saunders that I'm noticing is Billy Joe Saunders' height and his style. Billy Joe Saunders, from what I've seen in the past and I've seen consistently, Billy Joe Saunders, he's a very slick boxer. Now, in the past, we've seen Canelo not have interest in facing Billy Joe Saunders based off of the performances that he's had in previous fights. So I'm just interested to see how things come about, and I'm also interested to see if the WBO would remain consistent with the rules that they have in place. You all know, like, a lot of these sanctioning bodies like to do things in Canelo Alvarez's favor, and I just want to know if the WBO will stay consistent and tell Canelo Alvarez, you're going to either vacate our belt or you're going to fight Billy Joe Saunders. And it was all funny because I remember back in 2017 when Golden Boy was trying to put together a fight with David Lemieux and Billy Joe Saunders, but Billy Joe Saunders boxed David Lemieux's ears off for 12 straight rounds to the unanimous decision for that WBO middleweight title. So Billy Joe Saunders has put together a great plan that involves him moving up to 175, becoming the mandatory, and using the rules to his favor. I feel like it's a lot of guys out there that not really are aware of sanctioning bodies' rules. You know, you have sanctioning bodies like the WBC, for example, where they basically do anything at their discretion for, quote unquote, the best interest of boxing, meaning they can do whatever the fuck they want to do if the fans want it, if it's good for boxing or not. So Billy Joe Saunders, hey, it's a great plan. Hopefully you follow through with it and you put your best foot forward to execute. This will definitely put Canelo Alvarez in a position Are you going to vacate, or are you going to fight Billy Joe Saunders? The whole part of the whole 175 light heavyweight issue, it shouldn't be an issue when it comes to Billy Joe Saunders. If you feel like those other guys are too big for you, Billy Joe Saunders and you were both at middleweight at the same time, 168, and now if he moves up to light heavyweight, Canelo, you already have an advantage because you have experience of fighting at that 175-pound weight limit. We'll see how things turn out. Let's see if Canelo drops the belt because he doesn't want to fight a slick boxer like Billy Joe Saunders, or we'll see if Canelo's up to the challenge. Hopefully he's up to the challenge without any of these additional clauses or just roadblocks for guys. We'll see how it all plays out. It's Nino Brown Boxing. Shout out to the LDBC, and I'm out.